Episode 5 of Pokemon Aim to be a Pokemon Master just finished airing at long last. This episode was incredibly highly anticipated because it features the reunion of the entire original series gang: Ash, Misty, Brock, Pikachu, Team Rocket, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charizard, you name it, and I bet they were here. Apart from Pidgeot and Butterfree and Arbok and Weezing, but close enough. So did this episode live up to all of our nostalgic hopes and dreams? Or did it fall flat? There's only one way to find out, so let's recap and review the episode in this video. As always, I make these reviews based on the original Japanese airing of the episode without subtitles, so there may be some small inaccuracies here and there, so be sure to watch the episode yourself when subtitles release later today. Also, be sure to smash the thumbs up button and the subscribe button if you enjoy hearing my thoughts. I make these review videos every week for Pokemon Journeys, and then also the Scarlet and Violet anime in April, so it would really mean a lot to me if you could help us get closer to 120,000 subscribers. So now let's dive into the recap. The episode begins with Ash, Misty, and Brock walking through a town where they see a huge sign for the Squirtle Squad, announcing a big show that the Squirtle Squad are putting on. We get a flashback telling us all about Ash's Squirtle and how he became a firefighter, and then Ash sends out Charizard and Bulbasaur, who are both super excited about seeing Squirtle again. Meanwhile, Team Rocket are selling Squirtle Squad merchandise because they are somehow the new managers of the Squirtle Squad. And obviously Ash's group buy a bunch of merchandise. You know they've got to support their number one homeboy. Later on, the show begins with Team Rocket wearing a fiery uniform and causing a fire on the stage. Then the Squirtle Squad appear in their Power Ranger outfits, and all the Squirtles use water gun extinguishing the fires. Squirtle sees Ash in the crowd and is super excited to see him again, and then after the show, everyone begins meeting and greeting the Squirtles because they're little celebrities. But when Ash and the others go to the stage to meet Squirtle, Team Rocket turn them away, telling them they can't meet Squirtle because they're too busy. Ash is super sad and walks away, hoping to meet Squirtle later in the day instead. Squirtle sees Ash and his friends walking away, which leaves him really depressed, thinking they don't care about him and they don't want to reunite with him. So then later on he's angry too and is eating loads of food. A short while later, Ash and the others reach the building where the Squirtle Squad are eating, but once again Team Rocket try to stop them from meeting Squirtle. Regardless, Bulbasaur and Charizard push through and reach Squirtle and pat him on the head, excited to meet him again, but Squirtle is angry still because Squirtle thinks they all abandoned him at the show and they don't want to see him. Charizard uses Flamethrower to try and wake Squirtle out of the depression, and then the two of them begin fighting. Bulbasaur tries to stop it, but then Squirtle hits Bulbasaur too, so all three of them begin fighting each other, with Ash and Pikachu getting caught in the crossfire. Pikachu is obviously angry and does what Pikachu does best, he electrocutes everyone, and then Charizard and Bulbasaur storm off angrily, confused about why Squirtle hates them now, and Ash, Misty, and Brock are upset too, not understanding what's wrong with Squirtle, so they all walk away, following Bulbasaur and Charizard while Squirtle watches on sadly. Later, they're all eating food together, upset about Squirtle and thinking back to all the good times they had together back in Kanto and Johto. And then hours later, they see an Officer Jenny and Brock falls in love. And then what we've wanted to see happen for years finally happens. Krogunk jabs Brock and Misty drags him away by the ear at the same time. Double whammy, dude. Poor Brock, man. Meanwhile, Team Rocket accidentally fires a net on some wires, which catches fire and causes a huge blaze. Everyone sees the fire from miles away, and Squirtle fights through his depression and dives into action with his Squirtle Squad. They all begin extinguishing the fire, but the fire is just too big. Regardless, they keep doing their best, and then Misty sends out Politoed, Clauncher, and Psyduck, who join in with the Squirtle Squad's water guns, and then Ash gives Squirtle a confidence boost and support and tells him he can do it, so Squirtle pulls off his Power Ranger outfit, and along with the other members, they all finally return to their original Squirtle Squad outfits. It's about time, dude. This gives them the power to attack harder than ever, and then Ash and Misty begin spraying a hose at the fire too. Then Bulbasaur and Charizard get involved, with Squirtle looking at them happily, but then it's revealed that three innocent Pokemon are stuck in the flames on the ceiling. Squirtle, Charizard, and Bulbasaur fly up there and use their combined abilities to work together and rescue the Pokemon. And then eventually the fire gets extinguished. Squirtle hugs Ash, and everyone is happy, and of course Latias is watching it all unfold as always. And And then shortly after, another Officer Jenny arrives, the original manager of the Squirtle Squad from way back in Johto. Everybody says goodbye to Squirtle and the Squirtle Squad, with Squirtle giving Ash one big final hug before leaving to continue his duties with the Squirtle Squad. The Squirtle Squad drive away while Ash and his friends wave goodbye. Then unexpectedly, a huge crowd charges towards Ash, chanting his name and calling him the world champion and wanting to meet him. Finally, dude, Ash is getting the recognition and the fans and the fame that he's deserved for so many years. This is what we've wanted to see for like 10 years now. Ash being recognized. Thank you, writers. Thank you. But unexpectedly and super excitingly, that is not where the episode ended. I mean, technically it is where the episode ended, but it's not where the news ended. Because then, at long last, we finally got a tease of the brand new upcoming Scarlet and Violet anime. The teaser showed this image of Liko and calls her the girl with the mysterious pendant necklace. And then we got this new image of Liko and her Sprigatito, and Roy and his Fuecoco and Quaxley. And then, super excitingly, it announced that the Scarlet and Violet anime will begin on April the 14th. We're only 2 months away from a brand new beginning. How scary, but also how exciting. So, what were my thoughts on the episode as a whole? Honestly, I absolutely loved this episode. I really did. This episode did everything I hoped for, everything I dreamed of. I love that the focus of the episode wasn't just on a happy reunion, and that instead it was focused on an emotional conflict because of a misunderstanding between Ash and Squirtle. It made the reunion feel more alive and significant and real. It made Squirtle feel more like a living, breathing character rather than just being a glorified pet. I really love that Squirtle still has his attitude and his hard-headedness. It's really good that he wasn't toned down for this episode. It really does make sense that after being apart for so long from each other, that Ash and Squirtle might have a slight misunderstanding of their feelings. You know, they've not seen each other in so long, dude. I know that Squirtle didn't return to Ash's side in this episode, but I'm honestly fine with it, dude. Clearly, Squirtle is super happy with his new life as a celebrity firefighter, and there's nothing that I love to see more than Ash's past Pokemon being happy in their new lives. We got a lovely, significant reunion between the original gang regardless, and Squirtle was so in character and he was so happy, but he still had an emotional conflict in the episode, and Ash and Bulbasaur and Charizard and Squirtle got to reunite and work together as a team. They got to save a bunch of people from a fire, so what else could I have possibly hoped for from an episode like this? It was genuinely such a perfect conclusion for Squirtle, and such a perfect conclusion for the original group too. And we also got 2 other major things that I've dreamed of for years in this episode too. Number 1, we got the double gag of Misty and Krogunk stopping Brock from hitting on a lady. That was hilarious, I've wanted to see that for years. And number 2, more importantly, we actually got Ash Ketchum being recognized as the world champion in public. An entire crowd of people realized he was the world champion and flooded around him and wanted to meet him. We've wanted Ash to be recognized and known for his achievements for years, so I am so over the moon that it's finally happening properly now. Ashy Boy deserves that love and attention. And then the episode even gave us a teaser for the Scarlet and Violet anime, which is once again more than I ever dreamed of too. I'm so excited that we're gonna get teasers every single week beginning now. The art style looks so awesome, and I love that we for sure know their starter Pokemon too now. We know that Liko's pendant is probably just a terrestrial crystal, but I really love that the teaser is building up to be a big part of the series. And April the 14th is such a perfect release date because that gives us a little break of a week or two between the end of Ash Ketchum and the beginning of the new series. Overall, this episode was just so special. It was the pinnacle of nostalgia, the pinnacle of original series vibes. It was amazing to see the reunion and then the conflict and then seeing them all come together to save a bunch of people and Pokemon. It was great to see Ash finally recognized and to see the Scarlet and Violet anime finally being teased. This episode was really just everything that I ever dreamed of. It's the kind of episode that I really want to see more of, man. Ash's Squirtle is one of the most important Pokemon in the entire show, so seeing him get this level of love and respect and focus means the entire world to me. I really hope that you all enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you happy with Squirtle's return and with the episode in general? Which character do you think you're gonna prefer, Liko or Roy? Man, it feels so good to finally talk more about the Scarlet and Violet anime. We are really getting into the Scarlet and Violet anime hype season, baby. Be sure to smash the thumbs up button and the subscribe button if you enjoyed my review. I really put a lot of energy and emotion into these videos, so it would genuinely mean a lot to me. Plus, Plus, we're on the road to 120,000 subscribers, so I would be eternally grateful for your support. I'm going to be live streaming later today, so be sure to follow me on Twitch, and also be sure to join our community Discord server, the links to which can be found in the video description and the pinned comment. I think that's gotta be everything, so thank you all so much for watching, and best wishes until we meet again.